Smoky ribs. Smoky ribs.
Welcome back to Smoky Ribs. If you noticed in the intro, I was delivered a brand new smoker this week. What I have right here behind me is a brand new Lone Star Grillz Insulated Mini. They call this thing a mini, but it's almost as tall as I am, but I'm not very tall. So at any rate, they call this the mini because their full size is much wider, has more cooking area on the inside, which makes this a perfect choice for the backyard barbecue guy. I can't wait to fire this thing up. We're going to fire it up here momentarily. We're going to do its initial burn-in and seasoning. But before we do that, I'm going to do a complete walk around and show you everything about it. We're going to start this little tour right here at the front. All stainless steel front doors. You got your top door and you got your bottom door. Here you have commercial grade slap latches. That's what these are referred to, and they are lockable. It came with keys for the top and bottom latches. This is why they call them a slap latch. Now, if you notice this thermometer, it's made by True. This is an industry standard. It's also been customized for our Lone Star Grillz. All right, now let's take a look on the inside. First thing I'd like to talk about is the width of this thing. You got 2 inches of military grade insulation. That's what makes this such an efficient smoker. Stainless steel grates, all stainless steel. 4 grates. Gives you a lot of cooking area. This is ideal for backyard barbecue. You could actually use this even in competitions. This is the smaller one of their 2 cabinet type smokers, or insulated smokers. This gasket, this is a commercial grade oven gasket as well, and it is replaceable. Eventually they would wear out, but that's a long time from now. It's not going to happen anytime soon. Like I mentioned earlier, I will be taking and spraying everything down with PAM. We're going to do a complete burn-in. Now, under this bottom grate, this is a water pan. It holds 3 gallons of water. That too will be seasoned. And if you notice this hole right here, this is actually plumbed in through the wall up here. It has a fill hole right here. And I'll be getting into that more tomorrow when I'm actually cooking. But basically what you do is you start off with 1 gallon of water here in the pan, and then you get it up to temperature. Then you put your additional 2 other gallons in through the port here. I thought that was a really slick idea. All right, now this is your stack. This is where you would adjust some of your ventilation from, right here. And we'll be zeroing that in here shortly, along with the side vent. Now let me show you the side vent. The side vent is actually a 2-inch ball valve. And you would adjust your airflow into the pit by this ball valve, just as you see here, along with the top stack vent. Now this valve, this is strictly for the drain. The water pan I showed you at the end of the cook, you would open this and drain everything out to clean out your pan. And so you know, both of these valves come with the smoker when you purchase it. Just a basic purchase. It's not an add-on, it's not an option, it does come with it. Now these are very heavy-duty machine hinges. They're also serviceable. If you notice here in the top, there's a hole in each one of them. That's where you would put a few drops of oil to keep them opening freely. Just over time, moisture, heat, and things could create a problem, so keep those oiled. All right, now I'm assuming, I don't know for certain, but I'm assuming this is for transporting. You have one here, one on the back side on this end, and also 2 on the other side. And I'm assuming this is for tie downs for your smoker. I'm pretty positive of that. If I'm wrong, someone correct me. On this smoker, it comes with a 5-inch casters. Each one of these casters is rated at 1,000 pounds. You can get an 8-inch caster as an option, as an add-on if you like. These 2 are stationary. The 2 on the other side swivel. So it's very easy to move this grill. Now this is how you move this bad boy. This is all stainless steel, very sturdy. All right, now this is a drip guard for any kind of drippage that might be coming off this door. It will deflect this back into the smoker. Let's take a look down here in the firebox area. This is your firebox. This is your ash pan. This will collect all of your ash so it's not just falling in the bottom of your smoker. very well built. Stainless steel handles on this as well. Now these are T-plates, totally adjustable. And the way I got it configured right now, this would be for like a snake method. Now you don't have to use these at all. If you're going to do an extremely long cook, you can fill this whole thing up with 20 pounds of charcoal. It will run 20 hours on 20 pounds. You light it one corner and you let her go. Add just some smoke wood. But I just wanted to set this up to show you that this is in here. And most of the time I will not be filling this up. I will be doing, you know, short cooks, maybe 8 hours. In a case like that, I would just utilize this area for my charcoal and not this area. So it's totally adjustable with these T-plates. And as an option, they have an add-on deflector plate that you can put right here above your fire, between that and your water pan. I might go to that at some point. Right now I'm thinking the water pan is going to be plenty. All right, these gaskets are going to last a very, very long time, but in time, with a lot of use, they will eventually wear and they'll begin to flatten out some. So this slap latch has this piece right here that's fully adjustable with this screw. You would loosen the screw and you would slide this in to allow for where this is begin to compress and wear down to where you can maintain a really good seal on this cooker. All right, so I think I've showed you everything I can think of. If I think of something else, I'll definitely tell you about it. So I'm gonna take just PAM, just regular PAM. It's just canola oil. It's actually canola oil blend. This is makes life much easier when you're seasoning these grills or smokers. There's not gonna be one part of the inside that goes untouched with this oil. We're getting ready to fire it up and we're gonna season it for the very first time. These are all, like I said, stainless steel grates. Really no need to season them, but I think I will. For the mere fact, it will make it somewhat stick proof. Make sure you get your water pan as well. All this is made out of steel. The Firebox, the ash pan, everything gets coated. One thing I forgot to mention is this expanded metal. This is a replacement item. Eventually, in a long time, no time soon, this will eventually eat out due to ash, heat, and things of that nature. Just drop another one in there. We're going to season that as well. All right, first I want to show you real quick these T-plates. See how I configured them here? Totally opposite than a snake method. This is going to capture charcoal right here, and I'm not going to have to utilize the rest of this box. This is going to be more than enough for a good 6-7 hour burn in. All right, we're just going to light this up on one end, and from here it will burn down and it will burn across. Never try to layer your charcoal all across the bottom if you're using half a load, like real thin. You want it all the way up. Just box it in like I've got here. All right, so that should do it. When you start this out, you want all your vents wide open. You want your intake wide open. You want your exhaust wide open. When you get within 50 degrees of your target temp, that's when you want to start adjusting things down and try to zero in the temperature you're looking for. All right, I'm going to close this up. We're going to close the doors. Let's take a look here. We're almost at 225. I've already had to adjust my vents. What Chris recommends, 1/3 of the way open if you're looking around 225 to 250 on your top exhaust vent, and on your valve about 1/4 of the way open. Now I might have to fine tune that a little bit more as we draw closer to 250, and we're going to dial this puppy in and she's going to sit there and hold. Now one thing I'd like to mention, I do not have water in the water pan because I've got the water pan trying to season along with everything else. This smoker can be used with or without water. Please refer to the Lone Star Grillz website for the temperatures on using water and when not to use water. Basically, if you're doing any kind of low and slow, up to 275 degrees, use water. But if you're going up to 300, 325, 350, like for poultry or whatever, then you don't want to use the water pan because you're going to dump entirely too much steam into the unit. Instead, take a water pan, like a little aluminum pan, put it way up in the top of the smoker to provide some humidity. You just don't want it down on that water pan because you got your heat right up under that. And if you're cranking out 350 degrees, you're boiling that water and you're just going to have way too much steam, and it's not going to be an effective cook. Man, this thing is chugging right along. We got it pretty much locked in, and she's just flatlining right where I want it at. Awesome smoker. I can't wait to cook on this thing. Now, you might be asking yourself, because I've already been asked this question, there's a Facebook page, like a, not a forum, but like a group page for Lone Star Grills. And one of the first questions when I showed or mentioned getting this smoker, the guy said, what's the matter? You don't like your offset anymore? I absolutely love my offset. The way you got to look at smokers, especially if you're a barbecue enthusiast such as myself, you got to realize that each smoker is very good at one thing, but not necessarily good at everything. They all got pros and cons. Now, the offset, I love it. I love tending the wood, but I don't always have the time at my disposal to tend the wood, put a log on every 45 minutes to an hour. You cannot beat the taste coming off of an offset. I'll stand by that, cooking with real wood. But I promise you, from everything I've heard, everything I've read, this is going to be right there with it, very, very close. So that's what we'll find out tomorrow. It's turkey. It's not going to be a pork butt or anything like that. But with that said, I can walk away from it. I can dial it in and let this thing rip for 5 hours and not have to look back on it. So that's the advantage. If you don't like tending the wood on offset, then this is a good choice. Another good thing about the insulated mini or any insulated cabinet type smoker is if you live way up north, a lot of people have barbecue seasons. They grill when it's warm outside because the cold weather really affects what they're doing. It's not going to happen with this, guaranteed. You're going to achieve your temps and you're going to hold them. I don't care if there's a blizzard out there. This is perfect for cold weather environments, but I got it mainly because I like different choices. Everything I've got I use for particular things, even the Weber kettle. If I'm doing burgers or steaks, that's my go-to thing right there, you know. If I'm doing any kind of low and slow, normally what I've been using since I've had it is the Lone Star's offset. Now I've got another one that's just as capable that I can walk away from it. I can walk away from it and forget it. It's going to ride. So that's about it. I think I've showed you everything about this cooker, and as I learn how to cook with it, you'll be hearing more and more, obviously. So I hope you stay tuned for the next video, the one behind this. I'm gonna try to have it uploaded somewhere around Wednesday. That's where I'm actually cooking with it and showing the results of that. Until next time, smoky ribs.